remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney prior to enduring any questioning. You can't afford one, a court will appoint one for you. You understand your rights?
Your crime spree was over, son. Yeah, you thought you had it licked, but Hitman and Overton made your sugar turn to shit. Get ready, you're gonna do time. Real life, real crime.
Warning. Each episode of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast, will contain descriptions of acts of violence or of a sexual nature and are for people that are 18 years or older. Heed my warning, people. I do not get the facts of these cases off the internet or from some television show. These facts I'm retelling were presented to me by the victims of the crime or the perpetrators who committed the crimes. My descriptions of the crime scenes are what I saw with my own two eyes. If you are going to get offended, turn this podcast off now. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Woody Overton. All right, doing this, can't call it an episode. I'm doing this update as to informing you about what happened last night with the episode and all that. So just bear with me for a second. But I have always said, and I will continue to say, that I will never do anything to jeopardize Courtney's case or the investigation into it. So before the episode was dropped last night, Courtney's mother knew, and they knew about it. Courtney's mom did anyway. She knew exactly what I was going to say. She knew the facts of the case, and she certainly was not disproving of it. All right. So that's the first thing I want to get out there. We did not pull the episode because Courtney's mama was upset about the episode. All right. What happened was, after the episode dropped and whoever it was at Alexandria Police Department listened to it, they called Courtney's mama and asked to please call me and have me take it down. Now, if you got to listen to the episode, I said in the beginning of the episode that the same thing I said, that, in the past month, we haven't done an episode out of fear of doing something to jeopardize the facts of the investigation. But everything that I put on that episode last night, the bad guys in this case, they already know it. All right. And that's a fact. So there was nothing on the episode that could hurt the investigation, but out of abundance of caution, because maybe there's something Alexandria PD knows that I don't know or whatever. And more than anything, out of respect for Courtney's mama and my love for that family, I absolutely didn't hesitate for a second to pull the episode down because Courtney's mama asked me, not because she was upset with the content of the episode. She asked me because Alexandria PD asked her. Okay. So let's just get that clear. And all the stuff I just got done reading on Facebook and the crew page and all that, I understand people are upset because they didn't get to hear the episode or whatever. But you know what? It is what it is. And I understand that people are upset about the people being upset because they didn't get to hear the episode. And I understand that too. But guess what? I'm a student of human nature. It takes all kinds of people to make the world go around. All right. And I get that. And I accept people for who they are. Doesn't mean I always have to like them, but I accept it and understand people for who they are. So I'm not mad about any of the comments or anything like that. And y'all quit. Don't be bickering and fussing at each other. I mean, I pulled the episode, okay? Woody Overton. I did it. And I did it because Alexandria PD asked Courtney's mama to ask me to do it, period. End of discussion. Now, if you got to hear it, it was a good one. Certainly was a good one. But on the offhand chance that there is something that in there that which I totally don't believe that there is, but if on an offhand chance there's something that in the episode that can some way stop them from ending up making these arrests that are coming in this case, then we pulled it. No big deal, right? One day I'll re-release it after the arrests are made, okay, and the arrests are coming, and so guess what, people? We did what we said we were going to do. We solved Courtney's murder. All right? That's what it's about. It's about Courtney's murder. It's not, some people said, podcasts or entertainment. Well, you know what? Yeah. But episodes we did like, pants on the ground and stuff like that, or whatever. The one last week, what Family Matters and stuff like that, that's entertainment. That's storytelling. Courtney's case, I said from the beginning, I mean, I don't really think it's entertainment if you listen to the episodes and you hear the family crying and everything like that. I never thought of it as entertainment. I thought of it as working a homicide case. Okay. And so that, Courtney never has and never will be entertainment for me. Now, that being said, we did it. We delivered, and it's up to the powers that be to finish this case out and make the arrest. And that's all that matters. And I want to thank everybody that supported us, whether it's through prayers or through Patreon or donations or whatever. You're all awesome. We did it. We're just waiting on the arrest now, waiting on them to close the case out. And that's, it is what it is. However long that takes, it takes. That's out of my hands. It's out of the family hands. But, it wouldn't happen without you lifers. I mean, it just absolutely wouldn't have happened. And we put it out there. The people responded. We worked the case and did it and ultimately handed it over to law enforcement. And it is where it is now. So I want to thank each and every one of you for participating in it. The statistics on solving cold cases are just astronomically against you. I think it's one out of every 100 cold cases get solved. And the longer it's cold, the more that percentage goes down, the chances that you're not solving it. Well, we smashed those percentages on this one. So anyway, but y'all did it. Yeah, the people did it. We couldn't have done it. It would still be frozen had it not been for the lifers and the people coming forward, and telling us everything, et cetera. But that's it. We're not going to say anything else about Courtney other than we send the love and prayers for her mama and the family and that's it. And when the arrests are made, we will lay it all out. Okay. But other than that, that's it. The Courtney Coco case is over. We delivered to the family what we said we were going to do. And we're going to stand with them, et cetera, but it is in the hands of the powers that be now, and they have to finish doing what they have to do. So I'm officially ending the Courtney Coco series right now. And the only other thing we'll do is, like I said, after the rest are made, we'll do a special episode on it. But so, and for Real Life, Real Crime, we had season 1, and then basically Courtney Coco's case has been the whole season 2. So the next thing that y'all get from us will be beginning a new season 3. And we have a lot of different options, y'all. Of course, we're going to tell stories. We're going to go back to the main format of telling our past stories that just, most of the fans love so much. But we get contacted before Courtney's case was solved, we were getting 3 to 5 requests from across the country a day about people who have cold cases in their family. And I'm certainly not saying that we're going to take one on anytime soon, but we have a ton of cases that I promised people that we would look at, Jim Raffman and I, and we're going to do that. And I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. We may do a Real Life, Real Crime cold case podcast on the side, and in addition to our regular episodes. So we'll figure it out. But I need a favor from y'all, please. We have to do some statistics for Libsyn, which is the company who we host our podcast through. Let me see. All right. It's just a demographic survey, y'all. And it'll be posted in the show notes also, but we needed at least 250 people to just go fill it out. I wouldn't looked at it. It's just like a 5-question thing, but it's, the address is 8.5. I'm required by their rules that I have to put it on the air. So here it is. The site is http:// survey.libsyn, and that's LIB as in Bravo, SYN.com / real life, real crime. So that's it. HTTP, the 2 colons or whatever you call that. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the 2 dots, / survey.libsyn. That's L as in Lima, I as in India, B as in Bravo, S as in Sierra, Y as in Yankee, N as in November, .com / real life, real crime. If y'all would go for, at least 250 of you, go over there and take that little survey for us. I'd appreciate it. And we love y'all. Love each and every one of you. We appreciate it. Again, about the episode last night, that I will always err on the side of caution. If there's something, always err on the side of caution, and I'm going to respect Courtney's mama's wishes, and that's it. So, love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for listening. We got some really new, exciting stuff coming up, and y'all let me know what you think about on the crew page, what you think about if we have 2 podcasts, one that we can just solely dedicate to cold case, where it doesn't have to be every week, or it could be, as stuff comes in. So we don't have a 3-week lull like we did on Courtney's case. We can just release one every once in a while. I don't know. Y'all give us some ideas, lifers, if you want to hear that. And if you want to hear another cold case, and I think most people do, but certainly we're going back to telling our stories. All right. And that's what got us to where we are. But y'all, please keep liking and sharing the crew page and helping us grow. And now we'll get back to entertainment. All right. Courtney Coco's case is not entertainment. That was a homicide investigation. I said it on every episode or every week. It is an active homicide investigation. There's a big difference. I guess I should have made that clear, what my thoughts were on it. And I know a lot of y'all just like to listen to podcasts for entertainment, but for me, it was personal. So anyway, love y'all. Appreciate you. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you for your support. And we are just beginning to rock this whole true crime genre podcast thing, baby, because we got some great stories. You hadn't heard shit yet. All right. But I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Dropping this to you, hopefully, Saturday afternoon. And that's it. Love you. Peace.
Get ready, you're gonna do